Trevor tells me I talk too much. He can tell me now when we have 10 minutes left in the show. I like that. Hey, there is one more thing I want to mention. I mentioned it again. You have 1 day left to advertise in our 64-page football preview section. Everybody in town's going to read this thing. Everybody who's a football fan anyway. Comes out August 27th, 2 weeks from today, in Thursday morning's paper. If you want to advertise, if your company's interested in seeing a lot of eyeballs on those ads, call Aileen Tejero. Her number is 661-395-7622. 661-395-7622. That's Aileen. She will help you find. You can ask for a specific school. Some of those pages have already been sold, but others have not. Or you can just say, I don't care where I am. Put me somewhere in that 64-page football preview, and we will do that for you. Okay, we got one team left to talk about that we haven't talked about yet, and I should say that doesn't include the High Desert League. We just didn't have time to get everybody in here, but
right.
Kern Valley and
we stuck to the 4 main Kern County the leagues, the SSL and the 3 Yosemite leagues this year. And so there was 24 teams, 24 slots in 6 hours.
And
so it worked out
that's
perfectly.
where we got. Yep. And so we're coming up on the end of it. And the one team in those 4 major leagues, the SWIL, SEYL, SYL, and SSL that we have not talked about yet, the Mountain Men, the Tehachapi Warriors, Steve Denman.
34 years strong.
34 years there, longer than any of us in this room have been alive. No, I'm sorry, you're old. Not quite. But longer than Cameron's here, too, by the way. Hey, I want to give a big shout-out to Cameron Miller, who was the one who got all these guys their time slots and everything. Thanks, Cameron. We appreciate the help. And ran them up and down the stairs. He did a heck of a lot of the behind-the-scenes work
Cameron.
You did good work for this show. So we appreciate that. Cameron's going back to Stanford in a few weeks, and we're going to miss him. But okay, let's get to Steve Denman. He was not able to make it, but you made it up the mountain, Trevor, earlier this week and taped a segment with Steve Denman. So let's play that now.
Steve Denman, head coach here at Tehachapi High School. Coach, you've been doing this longer than anybody else in the county. For you, it's about Friday nights. It's about being out here with the kids. Is that kind of what keeps you going year in and year out?
Yeah, I mean, I just enjoy being. I enjoy being in the weight room with the kids in the off season. I enjoy being on the practice field and Friday nights with them. And the kids keep you young. You got to keep your energy level up. That forces you to, get that energy level up to interact with the kids and to try to stay one step ahead of them.
And when you started this 34 years ago, so if my math is right, it was 1980 was your first year, correct? 1981 was your first year?
Well, 82 was my first year as far as being the head coach. I was an assistant in 81 under Coach Ogilvie, and then he retired and just kind of handed it over to me.
And then when he handed it over to you, did you ever go, 34 years, the year that Marty McFly went to the future, you'd still be a head coach, especially still a head coach here at Tehachapi. I mean, you could never imagine something like that at this point, could you?
No, you just take it 1 year at a time. It's been a great place to teach and to coach and to raise a family. And so it's just been 1 year at a time, and all of a sudden it's, 33, 34 years.
The recipe doesn't seem too difficult for you or too in-depth. It's you and your 3 assistants that have been with you for decades. What is it that keeps you guys going at a high level that you're able to keep going and going and going?
Well, we don't try to do anything real fancy, that's for sure. And we, our basic thing is try to teach life skills to the kids, things that they need to understand and to learn at this level in their life, and those skills will help them go on and be a better person. Discipline in the classroom, discipline on the football field, discipline out in the community, honesty, all that stuff. And if you do those things, you're going to win most of your games. At least you'll have a good chance to win most of your games. And that's the bottom line. That's what we've been doing for 30-something years.
In 34 years, you've seen a lot of change in Kern County and high school football. What's been the biggest surprise for you? Is it the amount of teams that are in the Bakersfield area that are in Kern County? Or is there anything that's just kind of went, wow, I never really thought that was going to happen in this county?
No, I mean, the growth, you always saw Bakersfield growing more and more and more. We've grown here in our community, in our school. Everybody says, kids are different. I think society's different. I think kids, once you get them out here, they're the same kids. We got great kids and no different than, in fact, maybe in my early years, I had a tougher time with kids than I do now. But, I think society's changed and, and how you deal with kids. And a lot of it's for the better. And I think society puts a lot of pressure on kids and things like that. And makes it tougher for them. And I think that's the biggest thing I've seen over the years.
Coach, what is you guys went 6-5 last year, another winning season for you. Talk to us about a few of the guys that have kind of stepped up over the summer and who you really see as a leader this fall for you.
We had a real good, Paul Martinez brought his running camp up here, and we had a great running camp all summer long in lifting, and Angel and the guys were just real good leadership from our senior class this year in the summertime, and that's when you see what kind of team you're going to be. You're going to see it when the lights aren't on, but when they just have to be in the weight room at 6 a.m. and lifting, and then going out and running, and that's when you see the character. Are they going to show up every morning at 6 a.m.? That kind of stuff. And we've had tremendous leadership with our senior class, and so that gives us a good edge going into the fall, and gives us a lot of hope.
You got a couple coaches' sons on your team this year. Your quarterback is your boys basketball coach's son. You got a lineman who's your assistant coach and your athletic director's son. Talk to me about having those guys and knowing that they're going to come from a background that's going to give you that leadership that they learned at a very young age.
Yeah, when you get a coach's kid on here, I don't say we don't treat them any different, but they seem to understand without saying anything, what's expected, and whether if a coach isn't here, what's expected when the coach isn't around, and just character-wise and discipline-wise, and it's just I think they grow up with it.
Expectations for this year? Any goals that you guys have set for this team?
No, we just try to improve every day. We don't say, hey, we're going to win this many games or anything like that. We're just trying to improve every day, trying to have a positive attitude and discipline every single day and build on that as individuals and as groups and as a team, and hopefully just keep improving right on through November. That's the key.
As you go year in and year on for this, I'm sure the question is always, hey, how long are you going to keep going? How about this question? What has been your best memory over the last 34 years at Tehachapi as a head coach?
There's been so many. We've had great, we laugh and we've had funny things going. I wish I would have kept a journal over all these years, but we've had some great memories, great teams, great individuals that have played for us, and to just pick any one out, that wouldn't do the rest justice. And I'm just been really blessed to have not only a good community, good school to coach at, but my best friends are here with me coaching, and it's been that way for years. And we just, it gets to a point where I don't even have to say something, and the other coaches know what I'm thinking, and vice versa. We just been around each other long enough that we can, communicate and do things that we don't have to sit down and spend, a long meeting to go over things. We just know.
Well, Coach, if you don't want to do it, maybe I'll do it. It's almost near the 5-year anniversary from the drive. That'll be this December. Can you think fondly back to that drive and what that meant to beat Memorial for the Valley title in 2010?
Oh, that was one of great memories. But we've had tremendous memories over the years. But that was we're sitting there on a 2 or 3 yard line, and time's running out, and our quarterback makes a great throw, and our tailback is going screaming through center field, makes a great catch and gets us out of the hole. And then we continue with a lot of discipline and stick it in the end zone. But that, people forget we had 3 goal line stands before that. We kept them out of the end zone. Our defense kept them out of the end zone before that 3 times. They were inside, I think, our 5 yard line, and we kept them out. But that was a tremendous drive at the end to pull it out.
Well, Coach Denman, appreciate your time, and good luck to you and the Tehachapi Warriors on another great season.
Well, thank you, and we're looking forward to have a good one.
Tehachapi, we got a couple of minutes left. Guys,
how sweet is this, though? I was talking to Jeff Evans about it, and he pulled this out. This is Jeff's story about that drive. That's going to be 5 years.
Yeah, and that was
last December.
That was Tehachapi's first year in Division II, and everybody said, this is a Division III program. This is what's wrong with competitive equity. They should have been moved up. Blah 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 blah. And then they went and won it. And they haven't been back since. But it's only been 5 years, so maybe this is the year. Do we have Tehachapi's schedule?
Yeah,
let's put their schedule up real quick, just so we've done it with everybody else. So. And they always challenge themselves at Foothill. They're going to be big favorites in that game. Burroughs, that's a good series there. Burroughs will occasionally come up and beat Tehachapi when you don't expect them to, although usually that's out in Ridgecrest, not in Tehachapi. And then Centennial at home. I'll tell you what, that's a good game right there. I want to see that game. Are we sure that game's in Tehachapi?
That's what the schedule
Okay.
says.
Well, anyway, we'll find out about that. But they are at Arvin and North, and then in the SYL, I think they fit right in there as well as anybody as far as being able to challenge Ridgeview.
Yep.
Okay, so it's been 6 hours. I'm not going to ask for your impressions, Trevor, because I'm sure there's been too many of them. But it's been another great Super Show, and we're 2 weeks out, my man.
Yeah, and that's going to be the fun thing. We're going to be right back at this next Thursday at 2 o'clock for a regular show from 2 to 3 p.m. And
every Thursday from
Yep.
here on out.
And then the next
school
Thursday
year.
we're going to do one, and we're going to be talking about games that are going to be played that night with Chavez at Roosevelt up in Fresno. And then Friday night we're going to go right at it, and we're going to have live coverage. And then Saturday we're going to have live coverage right here at Bakersfield.com when Mission Viejo was at Liberty. And then obviously BHS is going to be down in San Diego playing the Under Armour Brothers in Arms against that
Mountain Point. Yeah, and
Mountain
I
Point of
believe that game will
Arizona.
be over by the time Liberty plays. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
it'll
think
be a
BHS
5
plays in
o'clock
the
start
afternoon.
game.
So but that's going to be a great weekend, and a game. Our game of the week is Wasco at North, which will be here on Bakersfield.com and simulcast on News Talk 1180 KERN, and then Saturday night, as you mentioned, Mission Viejo at Liberty. So, hey, I want to give some thank yous. Thanks to all the coaches. 24 coaches come in here, and just about all of them are either on time or close enough to it for our purposes. And so, hey, you guys are awesome, and we couldn't do this without your cooperation and your support. So, thanks to all of you. Thanks to Trevor and Cameron for setting this up. Cameron did a lot of the legwork, and Trevor obviously has busted his butt making relationships in the 13 months now, I guess you've been on the job. And John Farron, Charmaine Cleveland helped him out, but John did most of the producing for us and did a great job and was really right on top of stuff. Our football preview, again, comes out August 27th, 2 weeks from this morning in your morning Californian. It'll be $1 extra. It's well worth your money, 64 pages. And, again, if you'd like to advertise on that, call 395-7622. You have until tomorrow afternoon to advertise in that section. Otherwise, we're going to have to shut it down and start
designing it.
One last
thing I'd like to go over, too, is that guys, if this matters to you, if BVarsity matters to you as much as it matters to us and as much as we care about this, let us know. Let us hear from you because, that's one thing that we really want to get this out in the community and just kind of remind everybody that this is something very special that we do and the relationship that we have with coaches, not just football coaches, basketball, cross country, water polo, across the board, basketball, baseball, softball, track and field. The relationship that we have with the coaches and parents and players and stuff like that is special. And, what we're able to offer to you is only available because you guys allow us to offer to you. So let us know, because we want to continue doing this for as long as possible, for as much as we can.
I'll add to that, Trevor, too, and I mentioned advertising the tab. If you'd like to be a part of advertising on the BVarsity show or during our live broadcast, which again you're getting a lot of attentive ears and eyes, call Louis Amestoy, 395-7232. King Louis, as we like to call him. Louis will set you up with the package or let you know your options there, because like anybody else, we need some financial support to run this, to keep this running as well as we can also. So again, John Farron, Cameron Miller, Trevor Horn, I'm Zach Ewing. This has been the BVarsity Live Super Show. 6 hours gone. We'll see you next Tuesday for our regularly scheduled BVarsity Live. See you then, everybody.
Bye-bye.